So there's a lot of talk about non-fungible versus fungible tokens, and how what I see is non-fungible tokens being used to disguise security tokens or misconstrue people on what the nature of their token is. So a fungible token is just a token that could be exchanged for each other. So think of a $20 bill. I have a $20 bill, you give me a $20 bill, we're even. Bitcoin is a fungible token, right? A non-fungible token is a token that isn't equal. Cannot be exchanged for each other because it represents different things. And there's a lot of good use for non-fungible tokens, especially when it comes to like certain certificated information, right? And this is, hardwired into the smart contract, and that's the nature of a non-fungible token. So you think about like KYC information, right? Having that tokens, your information stored with that ERC 721 token, right? And being able to sort of use that token to pass KYC, copyright information, right? Even like degrees, right? You think of like educational degrees, things of that nature. There's a lot of great uses, but there's also a lot of like misconceptions. So you think of like a non-fungible commodity, right? Think of like a diamond, for instance, right? Not all diamonds are the same. In fact, none of them are the same. And there's, you could have a non-fungible token represent a specific diamond, but you couldn't trade those two tokens because the underlying commodity is, of course, different. But where I've seen non-fungible tokens come out a lot is like when it comes to quasi-partnership, right? There's a lot involving land for some reason, which I think is a great idea. Like I think deed entitled to land in the context of a non-fungible token is actually a great idea. But you see instances where people are selling fractional interests in something, and because it's a fractional interest and not the same, they're using non-fungible tokens, which is the right thing to do. But of course, it's confusing in the sense that you are effectively selling a security because you're selling a partnership interest, right? Not all the interests are the same, but that doesn't mean you're not selling a security. And on the flip side of that, you could have commodity issues, right? Where your non-fungible token represents an underlying commodity and a right to receive that commodity. Even though that commodity may be different, if that commodity is deliverable, you would have potentially liability under the Commodities Act for selling like a futures contract or something similar. So it's definitely a unique and very utilitarian thing in terms of non-fungible tokens. I think there's absolute great use for it, but I see people misconstruing the non-fungibility to disguise what would otherwise be like partnership interests, commodities, fractional interests, fractional ownership. And, a security can represent anything, right? I've done hedge funds that were based on cargo containers, which by definition aren't actually even the same. So, it's not the fact that it's non-fungible that would make it upon which you'd lie the determination of whether it is a security token or not a security token. It's whether or not the underlying asset itself would represent a security. So something to consider. It's a great concept, but oft misunderstood. So if you have any questions, hit me up, Adam at adamtracy.io, and I will talk to you later.